Now that we've talked about basic movement principles and how to buy and hold the baton correctly, let's start to talk about how do you get on the figurative conductor podium or on the box. Let's see, how do we stand there in a way that's going to, again, be efficient and effective on the podium in terms of communicating with our students. One of the first things that you need to do is start at the feet. A lot of conductors I've seen have all their problems start down here at the feet area and are transferred into tension in the ankles. A lot of us don't even realize that there's tension in your ankles, but if you have bad body posture or you are off-centered in terms of your weight, it instantly starts. You have to grab with your ankles and your feet to control the rest of your movements. So let's start at the bottom. Find the shoulder width apart with your feet, comfortable. Again, we're not turning the feet outwards, we're not turning them inwards. We also don't position the feet in terms of one foot being in front of the other, like we're fighting some sort of sword fight. We want to find a tripod with our feet. That tripod occurs behind the back toe of one foot, on the outside of the foot, and then in the heel. If you can find that tripod and evenly distribute your weight over that tripod, you immediately begin to be set up for success. So again, find that tripod with your feet, relaxed through your knees. As many of us know, when we teach marching band, we don't want to talk about locking our knees. The same thing happens here when we're on the podium. You want to position your hips in a way that's actually over your heels. This is something crucial that a lot of people start to compensate for when you're starting to get bad posture or habits start to creep into what you do. I noticed this one time standing at the gym where I looked down and I couldn't see my feet. And I'm not an enormous guy, nor with an enormous gut, though it is getting bigger. I realized I had to push my hips back over my heels to be able to align my body straight. The first time I did this, it was really uncomfortable. And the first time you do it, if you have the same problem, I'm sure you're going to experience the same kind of discomfort. However, if you start to train your body, again, in a way that starts to move more effectively, this will become less tension and enable you to be able to move more effectively. Let's talk about the upper body. Again, there's another small trick that I learned from Gail Williams at Northwestern about how to maintain a soft, relaxed torso. And that's taking a hard-boiled egg. If you could, take the shell off. This is figurative again. You don't really have to do this. But pretend you're pinching this egg between the shoulder blades of the back of your upper back. Relax those shoulder blades, and then pinch that hard-boiled egg just slightly with your shoulder blades. What you'll notice is this doesn't create tension. What it creates is a resonant torso with your shoulders in a proper alignment over your heels with a resonant space here to be able to create music. Now let's talk about the arms. What do the arms do in all of this? If you raise your arms up in front of you in the position that we've created, what instantly has to happen is either your body has to weight shift backwards because you're now putting, I don't know, maybe 30, 35 pounds in front of you, which again causes creating tension and grabbing in your ankles, or you have to slightly shift your body weight in the opposite direction to compensate for your center of gravity. So try that a second. Stand like we talked about with relaxed feet, finding the tripod, building up through the hips, straight over the heels, a relaxed torso, pinching the hard-boiled egg behind your shoulder blades, and then lift your arms up in front of you. What you'll instantly notice is you'll start to feel an uncomfortable feeling in your legs as that weight is placed in front of you. Relax again at your side. Now let's see if we can do that, but shift the weight the opposite direction to create a center of gravity that's balanced. So raise up and shift backwards over your heels. What you'll instantly notice is it's more comfortable and you don't have to grab onto the floor. Now that you're rooted in position of what you need to be able to do, now we have the chance to be able to effectively conduct on the podium. Now that we've found the proper podium presence, let's go ahead and talk about setting up the baton and how can we set up our body to be able to conduct with the baton in our hand. We already talked about baton grip. If you need to review, go ahead and go back to the last lesson and check with that. But let's just assume that we know exactly where we're going from here. Go ahead and place the baton in your hand and hold both of your arms relaxed at your side. Go back through that checklist, thinking from the heels to the feet to the legs, through the hips, through the chest, resonant torso, standing nice and tall, keeping the chin flat. Again, we don't want the chin up, we want the chin down, we want it nice and flat here, facing directly at our students in a relaxed way that it wants to accept communication and music making. Now with the baton, I want you to raise your right arm in front of you. The tip of the baton should be in the center of your body. When you stand here, if you see the baton tip out to the right or two off to the left, go ahead and reposition here so that the tip is in the middle of your body. A way to check this is to remove the baton, check to take your left hand with a palm and thumb flat and hold it flat against your torso. Your index finger should sit right behind your elbow. If you push back here, you'll sense too much space that you're pulling back, or if you're not touching your index finger, you're too far in front of you. So again, relax both arms, raise up the right arm, Place the left hand across and rest the elbow just slightly on the index finger. Then take the baton, place it into the hand like we talked about, and you'll see that the tip is then instantly in the middle of your body here. This sets you up to be able to create music with a resonant space, again, that we ask that our wind players are trying to create in L rehearsals and performances.